Hi, everybody. It's me, Angela McCrae, founder of Uncorked Cultured. Thank you all for joining us this Sunday afternoon for our wine and watercolor segment with Art Studio 928, Cheryl Vargas. Let me bring Cheryl into the stream.
Yeah, I think you're going to leave me over here in the waiting room.
Happy Sunday.
How you doing?
How's
Good
it
to see
going?
you. Good. We're so excited to be here today. I'm here with my producer Shelby in the studio, and we're ready to have some wine with you and hear some trivia questions and maybe even award a prize or two. So
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm here. I'm ready to go. I have my watercolors. This is the actual image that we're going to be drawing today. So you guys can actually see the printout of this. It's going to be mulled wine, which we actually created a recipe today, which you can also find on Cheryl's website, which is studio4928.net. So let me just get that down.
Studio928.net. Yep. And so we're going to walk through this whole watercolor thing today. But we're going to have some of that wine that she has over there. And she's actually going to have wine available for sale today, right?
Absolutely. Directly from my Bosé Collection website. So Cheryl, I want to get you full so people can start. You can start telling people what it is that you have there and how we can get prepared for today's paint and sip.
Okay, well, basically, you and I are going to demo this for everybody. But if you just happen to be an artist person and you have this stuff sitting around at home, what you need is some watercolors like this. Just any old tray will do. It's nice to have a really nice set, but you use what you have. You'll need some maybe painter's tape or masking tape or something like that. And then we're using 140-pound watercolor paper. And actually these are watercolor notes. So let me put it right there. Yeah, so it's actually a card. And this is actually one of the cards that will be in your kit. And what our bottom line goal is to paint this.
Beautiful.
So this is the watercolor card. And so it's really cool. This is really a nice weight paper to use. Oh, and last but not least, you need a round brush like this and a smaller round brush like this one. And I'll give you, I'll show you how to use those. Awesome. And one more thing, 2 glasses of water, one for dark colors and one for light.
I have mine right here. Let me put them right in front of you. Awesome. So I actually have a lot of butt brushes. I just brought out the whole thing. So you guys can see these are the round tip. They have a little pointed tip to them, and they're really soft. These are soft bristles, correct? That we should be using for watercolors.
Yeah, we want to use a soft bristle brush. Watercolor paper is very fragile, so you want something that's not going to rough up the texture of the surface.
Okay, awesome. So I'm just going to put in what comes in the kit because we are working on a kit that you actually have on your site, which comes with these items, correct?
Right. There's your watercolor set. It's a Faber-Castell watercolor set. What do you want to say? A student quality art set. And then you get a set of Studio 928 watercolor brushes. You'll get the round brush that I just showed you. And then you'll also get the smaller number 2 brush, as well as reference images, tracing paper, and carbon paper to transfer the image. You also get 4 watercolor cards and envelopes so that you can mail these beautiful cards out after you create them. And then also some washi tape, which I'll show you what that's for later. And it's used in place of the masking tape or painter's tape that I mentioned earlier. But what I'm using today is actually an artist tape. So do you want to go ahead and get started? I thought you were going to do wine first.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Because I don't want to just start painting and then nobody gets their wine fixed.
Exactly. I mean, because we always, it's, we got to start off painting with a little bit of sip, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I've been really excited about this because I actually had to, do the painting. So I love that she picked something that was so colorful and easy to transition.
And these paintings are beautiful. Thank you so much, Cheryl. These were great. So, so first off, there's a video that I actually want to show you guys of all the ingredients that we have. But first, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of history of mulled wine. First off, all the things that you need is a bottle of red wine. So today, I actually went with Cabernet Sauvignon, but you can also use Syrah, Zinfandel, Malbec, a red blend, even a Pinot Noir. Okay. You can also spike it with a little bit of brandy, a half a cup. For today, I just kept it simple with the wine because we do have a long week ahead of us, right? And I want to make sure that I'm productive and I'm able to follow this painting session. Also, make sure you get that slice of orange. So make sure you use one orange, sliced orange, cinnamon sticks, star anise, which sometimes can be hard to find in the grocery store. So I had a little bit of challenge. So what I did as a substitute is I used a bit of a chai spice tea bags, which actually has cloves, cardamom, and things of that sort to give it that spiciness that I was missing. And then of course, maple syrup, honey, or brown sugar, whatever you like for that sweetener. Now, one thing that I thought was interesting about this particular recipe is understanding the history behind mulled wine, right? I felt like, this is my first time having it. This is my first time making it. It was a fun little, winter, experience to actually cook wine on the stove. But one of the things that I realized is that you have to be very, very careful with the temperature setting because you don't want to boil off the alcohol. You still want to get that buzz, right? So here is the final product that I have. I don't know how well you can see it because I have a lot going on in the background, but
am I on screen?
No, it's just me full right now.
Oh,
Are
okay,
you?
because I was going to toast you, but I can't toast you.
Let me put you on screen, Cheryl. I'm sorry, I'm leaving you out. Ooh, that's so pretty. Cheers. Let's take a sip.
Salute, and here's to everybody who joined us today. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
All right.
Now, one of the things that I also did is I added elderberry to mine because, due to COVID being, rampant right now, and we want to get as much antioxidants as possible, I thought it would be a smart idea to just add some elderberry, to dried elderberries to the concoction to really give it an antioxidant effect. Because I love to be, focused on wellness as well. So I'm going to put on screen the history of mulled wine. So this, wine actually has origins from Romans, where they drink heated wine to keep their bodies warm, of course, during their climate there. So it's very popular in Europe, using herbs and spices that they believe prevented sickness. So that kind of goes back to, my use of elderberries. Definitely think this is interesting because, being, from America and not really knowing too much of European history, it's good to know that this has a wellness effect to it and also has become a global, beverage to drink because of the different variations that exist. Now, I want to show you guys this video so you can kind of get a sense of what I did, the process that I took. So here you'll see that this is the wine that I've used, along with the elderberries. And I measured it out. I just used 1 tablespoon, and I used 4 stalks of cinnamon, 4 cinnamon sticks. So literally, I just poured it directly into the wine, into the bowl to kind of give it, and those are the elderberries I'm putting in there. And I just started simmering it once I put all the ingredients. So it's really easy to just start off by putting everything in there together. I added the orange. I did wait a little bit before I added the spiced chai and honey. I wanted to make sure that you know, it was at a higher temperature before I added the tea bags and the honey there. So as you can see, it's a little slight simmer there that we have going on to really make sure that the ingredients melded together well. And that's where you see that it's pretty much almost there and the steam coming off of there.
Ooh, I can almost smell it.
It's very fragrant. It's very fragrant. I'm just took another sip. Ooh.
I know. I go easy on mine, so I'm not getting that nice little buzz you're probably getting.
So here it is.
That was cool.
Yeah, I had to put a little video together so people can follow along. And here goes the instructions in case you missed it. Feel free to take a screenshot, take a picture with your cell phone so you can use this for your future holiday celebrations this season.
Well, and also we have an actual download of that recipe with the watercolor that we are painting today. So you'll get the recipe and there'll be an image of the recipe that we're painting today that you can download and have this for your very own, share with your family.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So let's see, who's checking in with us? Who's checking in there? We have Mary McMullen there. Hey, Mary. Cheers.
Yeah, Mary.
We have a Bonita Weatherspoon. Yes, we can see comments, but Bonita, thanks for checking in with us.
That's my girl, Benny.
There she is.
You. That's so cool when the comments pop up like that.
And here's Mary.
Mary. Hi, Mary. Mary was one of my first customers when the pandemic started. She came through and was buying tons of kits for her daycare center. Mm-hmm. So nice to see you, Mary.
Awesome. And we also have Sunny Tanner there. Hey, Sunny.
Yeah. Hey, Sunny. Sunny moved. Where is she? Are you in Oregon now? You moved from the Chicago area? Good to see you anyway. I know you'll get around to tapping that in, but. Let us
know in the chat where you're at, Sunny, what part of the country you're in. And we also have Rosemary Cotto joined as well. And Natasha.
Natasha. Oh, I know that name. She's a customer. Natasha. Hi, nice to see you.
Sunny has a great question. She asked if you can use elderberry wine to make it. I'm quite sure you can, Sunny, because I'm looking at, the history of mulled wine, and it's very berry-based. So I've never actually had elderberry wine. So I'm going to have to look into that myself because I do love elderberries. Let us know where you get your elderberry wine from. And for you guys who are looking for ways to support us today, I actually have wine available at the Bosé collection. So you can actually find wine there. And I'll make sure that we put in the chat a direct link so that you can actually browse over 200 different wine selections that I have available through the Bosé collection, which is from vineyards from over 25 vineyards in France, as well as Napa, California, and Sonoma, which I have some here on display. Just a few of them.
But leave the limits.
So you can definitely check there. The link is in the chat. So make sure you check us out and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be able to help you curate a nice wine selection. So you ready?
Okay. So so if everybody has their cocktails and then they have their link to Angela's wine store, where you can buy all this stuff and they'll ship it to your house. Let's move on to some watercolors now, and which can also be shipped to your house. But today we're just doing a little demo of what watercolors are like, because they're a lot different than acrylics. What was I gonna? Oh, okay. Thank you. So today we're just using this really small card, as opposed to what people who normally paint with me, we paint with a 9x12 canvas. This is a 5x7 card, actually. So, and the way we start out is, again, I'll go over those supplies, is a little dish of some kind to mix your watercolors on. This is an actual watercolor tray. but you can also use a little saucer, 2 containers of water, some masking tape, or artist tape, or washi tape. Washi tape is, it comes in your kit as well. And then what we're doing with the washi tape or the painter's tape is we're just border lining, creating a frame around the watercolor, because guess what? Water moves on a, when it gets on a piece of paper, it spreads out. Its tendency is just to go look for a place to get absorbed to. So we stop that by putting the tape around the edges, and at the same time, we create a frame. So it looks like this. Okay, so the next thing again is your brush, and we've gone ahead and traced the image onto the canvas. And the way that you could do that is if you have a image that you want to transfer to the paper, you can just use a pencil and rub the graphite on the back of the image and then trace it on. Or if you're a Studio 928 customer, you have some tracing paper laying around, or carbon paper, you can just use your carbon paper, put the image on top, and then use a pen or pencil to trace your image down. And the rate of tracing you want to use is like a medium pressure or light pressure, not really very hard. Okay, so I'm gonna put that out of the way. And this is the image we're kind of shooting for, but anytime I paint an image more than once, it's gonna look different. So it's okay if your image looks different from mine, Angela, okay? So now Angela went out and got some of her own watercolors. So this just tells you that you can use any watercolors. You can go to the dollar store and buy colors, but at the same time, those quality paints are different from the quality paints that, for instance, you're getting in your Studio 928 kit. Those are student quality, heavy pigmented. They'll really flow nice, and the color is brilliant. Now, I think what Angela has is kind of a middle of the road kind of a palette, but it's definitely going to work for her, and it's going to be fun. So Angela's already put her image down, and so have I. So I think
to make sure
say that again.
I just want to check in and make sure I have everything in place the way it's supposed to with the borders and everything.
Yeah. You're just creating a straight edge so that when the water bleeds, it bleeds in a straight line like we have here.
So that means no dots, no air bubbles or anything.
No air bubbles. Push those bad boys out.
Okay.
And
I don't paint all the time, and I definitely don't use watercolors. So I want to make sure I do this right.
It is definitely an acquired skill, okay? And it takes patience. So the first thing that you need to know about watercolor is that the pigment, the color, will go wherever the water is. Okay, so your colors are lighter when you have more water in them, and more intense when you have less water. So can we bring up the close-up of the screen now? Because now I'm going to show you how to, there you go. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, make me little. Make the watercolors big. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is wet our brush, okay? Then we're going to make our colors before we go to the palette, right? So we're going to pick up some, I forgot to mention about the drawing. So we're going to have a drawing after we have a trivia question. So while I'm showing this to Angela, let's have a trivia question come up.
And what brush are you using? Should I be using a smaller brush, a medium brush, or a big larger?
You're using your largest round brush, okay? Because we need to soak up the most water, okay? So dip that in the water. And the first color we're going to go for is yellow. And we're going to put that in on like one side of our palette tray. So I'm just going to take some yellow, and I'm just going to take it from here to my tray. So this is a process, right?
How much?
Next, I'm going to rinse this off in my first can of water, and I'm going to go in and get some green. So it could be whatever green you want, because of course we don't have the exact same colors. So I'm going to put this green down here, pick up a little bit more and put it here.
So
Okay,
how do I, okay, so looking at my, how much paint do I put on the tray?
So saturate your brush with color. So move it around on the palette like so. And then take that color and put it down on your palette. You can add a couple drops of water to it. Okay.
Oh.
We don't want it actually too intense. We want it kind of liquidy and see-through, kind of translucent, not too heavy, right?
And now green.
So drop some water in there so that it becomes a little more translucent. So you should be able to see through it. Okay, and then go into your same container, rinse that brush off, and then go to your clean water and rinse. Everything okay, Cheryl? How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Now I'm adding some water to my yellow.
Tony's in.
Oh, hi, Tony. Is Fiona here? All right, and I'm adding some water here. Okay, so now we got our two primary colors ready to go. And then the next colors we're going to do are orange and red. All right.
With the same brush?
No, I mean, yes, but don't, one step at a time. Same brush, but we're going to make sure it's clean. All right. So now we're going to go to our clean water. Now this is where watercolor becomes really interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to wet the top area of this painting above that line that you see. Okay, so where the yellow is in the original image here, we're going to wet just with the tip of our brush all of this area here without trying, staying away from the actual objects in the piece.
Okay, so I can pull that up a little closer so I can see. Okay,
yeah, let me show you.
Okay, hold on. Let me make you big so I can see.
Okay, so yeah, just all the way around. So we're just putting water there.
Just
right?
water.
Right. So we're just gonna take some water, and I'm just gonna a lot of water. Make sure your water is nice and your brush is full of water. And then we're just kind of pushing that down around the, what do you call it, cinnamon stick, and stay above the line. Okay, stay above the line.
So we're just coloring the background of the image with water only.
Right. And we want to make it nice and wet, because when we get done adding this water, what we're doing is prepping the surface so that when we add color, it can just merge with the water and do what it wants to do. Like, it's not like we're painting it. The water pigment is painting it. I know it's hard to understand, but you'll understand once you start the actual process. The wetting is important because it gives the pigment the freedom to move on the canvas or on the paper. So we're using 140-pound watercolor paper. It's a Strathmore watercolor paper. You shouldn't really try watercolors on regular paper because it'll just, I mean, you can, but your paintings will come out a lot better if you use paper that was made for watercolors. And it's usually 100% cotton and 140 pounds cold pressed. Now, we don't want pools of water, but we do want it to be very wet. So I've gone around all these areas. And what was the trivia question? I do remember us talking. Who wrote the best-selling Christmas song? Yay! Was it? Oh, it was me.
Sorry, I in there. I want people to know who you were, who might be just joining in.
Oh, okay. Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Mariah Carey, or Otis Redding? Who was it? Who wrote the best-selling Christmas song? Okay, Angela. So now we're going to go to the next step, right? So we're going to take some of that yellow, okay? And if you have paper towels there, do you have paper towels?
No.
You should grab a paper towel.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have told you.
All right.
It is just so you can dab off your brush of excess water.
Okay, we look like we got some people in the comments giving some answers. So let's see what they're saying.
Yeah. So the next thing you're going to do is dip into that yellow that you made, and then you're just going to touch your brush and let the paint spread out. Just here and there and here. Just kind of touch here and there and let the paint spread out. So that's why your canvas has to be, or your paper has to be wet, so that the paint will just kind of spread out on your paper. And so you're not really stroking it because you don't really want to disturb the texture of the paper. So the less you disturb it, the better the image comes out. And if you need to pick up a little bit more yellow, go right ahead. And that's what gives it that nice, I don't know, kind of foggy look when you look at watercolors. It's like blurry.
So is it? I feel like I'm dabbing it. Is that the wrong thing?
Yes. That's exactly what you should be doing, is dabbing. Did we get any right answers? No right answers. Oh, now you guys, you got to be careful on this, because maybe the next trivia question you answer could win you a prize. So, uh-oh. Okay, here we go. All right, so yeah, it should look a little mottled like this. It might be a little hard to see, but here I'm holding it up to the camera.
Did we put the answer to the first question up? Does people know what the answer is?
Yeah, it's typed in the chat.
Bing Crosby.
It's Bing Crosby.
Awesome. I didn't hear it said, so I just want to make sure that we're all.
Why is this not showing? Oh, okay. I'm like trying to hold it up and I'm doing it all backwards, and that's there. Can you see that? Yeah.
Are you showing? Oh, you're showing yourself now. Let me see. Okay.
I'm showing what I've done so you can see what's happening.
Can you put it back on the screen so I can see it? Okay. Wow.
Okay. So, and look, the paint won't go any further because the bottom half is not wet. So the paint is only going to go where the water is. So that's why this is good for doing backgrounds. And now I'm just going in, go back into your pure yellow and just pick up some yellow on top, or, you know, make your color more intense by pushing it into the color, and then put some darker yellow on top and just dab that in. Shelby's fingers are typing furiously over here, answering some questions, I think.
Okay, we put the comments on screen so we can see what people are saying on screen, because that's the only way I'm going to see.
That would be cool. Yeah, can you put the comments on screen?
Yeah, I want to see what people are saying on screen.
Me too.
Let's see some of the responses.
Yeah. All right. So listen, we're gonna go to the second half of the bottom half now. Actually, yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a blow dryer. I have one. You probably don't.
I see Sunny Tanner is saying USA. All right. Rosemary Cotto is saying Germany. All right. Anybody else out there have any thoughts of what the answer would be? Which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree? Because the winner will receive a special gift from Cheryl. What's that special? Okay, so I'm starting to really concentrate here on this paint, because I'm starting to see it coming together now. I'm starting to get the hang of these watercolors.
Yeah. So we're doing the same thing to the bottom, Angela. And I'm sorry we can't zoom in more. It would block the transmission of your instructor, but I wanted you to get an idea of what this process was like. I wish it was possible to zoom in a little bit more, because I think you're kind of missing the joy of the action of the paint or the water once you put the paint to it. It's like watercolors are like a living painting, because the water carries the pigment all over the paper.
So for people, so it's recommended that people don't paint directly from the palette with watercolors?
No, because you know what happens when you paint directly from the palette is that people tend to mix the colors, so by the time they're done, their paint sets look like really a mess. The colors get polluted. So yeah, you're supposed to take the pigment and, load your brush with it by moving it around, and then put it on a tray or plate or watercolor tray of some sort. So it's not something they teach you in grade school when you first work with watercolor paints. But yeah, because I always paint it that way with watercolors too. So.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, these brushes are really good. Like I feel like I'm really able to get into the crevices with these round kind of point tip brushes.
Yeah, the round tip is going to give you a sharp point so you can get into small spaces. So, okay, I'm going to take some of that green that I made a little earlier, since I wetted all my space here. And did we get an answer?
It hasn't been shown yet.
Oh, okay.
Somebody said, Tony, no cheating. So
all right. What was that?
Did we put the answer up yet? Because I'm not looking at on screen. I'm too busy. I got my head down on this camera.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
So I'm just tapping in some green color now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to all my little spots where the water was before. And I'm just tapping it in.
I can't really see that. It just looks like a white piece of paper. So
I know.
I'm going to make it big.
Let me try this. Hold on. I got the answer. Okay. Go back.
How about if you lift it up a little bit towards the camera, like towards the overhead camera?
Hold on just a second. We're going to try to resolve this. Hold on, because this is our overhead camera. No, it's not. The more closer I get to the camera, the overhead camera, the wider it gets.
Oh, it must be a light right there, a light source.
Yeah, I mean, tone it down a little bit. Let's see. No, the other way.
Okay, I'm starting to see a little.
Rosemary, are you here? Hi. All right.
I feel like I need some wine.
Can you see it better now? I bet you can see some yellow now. Can you see some yellow? Thank you, Shelby.
Just a little bit. I can't see the green too much.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. That's interesting. Well, I just want you to know that when we do have a Studio 928 event, you can see everything. We're not driving today. We're guests. So our guest is not able, or our host is not able to control our camera the way we can in studio. So I just want to make sure you guys know the difference. We do art, and Angela does wine. So she doesn't need to zoom in on her wine, but you do need to zoom in on art. So when you're with us, we have all the zooming and all the lighting, especially for painting. So I wish you could see more of this today. I guess you'll just have to come to a class.
So I'm just going to go through some banners really quickly because I want everybody to know if you're liking what you're seeing and if you're engaged in this paint session, make sure you share on social media. You can share the link, invite people to watch us live. Also, you can go to Studio 928's website so that way you can actually sign up for a workshop in a paint and sip.
Yes.
Also, I suggest that you subscribe and follow us on YouTube at Uncorked and Cultured. And of course, if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comment box because we definitely want to keep you engaged and, answer any questions that you have during today's demonstration.
And you guys follow me for the YouTube thing, to subscribe and follow. I have like 5 followers. So have mercy on poor little art instructor and go over to my page and subscribe because we do put videos up there. We got a lot of video. We put all of our customer videos up there, but we don't really promote it because, well, it's customer videos, but it'd be nice to have 5 or 10 more subscribers. So go on, just search for Studio 928 on YouTube. We should pop up. There's a lot of our, videos that you can watch for free, actually, in regard to acrylic painting. So yeah, please do that and do subscribe to this channel that we're watching right now, Uncorked and Cultured. So okay, I'm gonna go back over here and now. Did you get your yellow and your green down already, or are you gonna show some more stuff?
I just have yellow down right now. So where am I supposed to do green?
Okay, the bottom part. So the bottom part gets your green. So can you see that?
So it's like, okay, so like the floor is green.
The table.
The table's green. Okay, so I just did the whole thing yellow.
Good, fine. That's fine. And actually, if you wanted to add some green, you could just wet that area again and then drop in some green. So.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so the next color we're going to mix is for our orange. So, and we're going to leave the white of the orange white or beige in this case. So
Sunny has a question. Sunny, I do not sell the elderberry powder. Actually, I've ordered it from Amazon. It's actually dried elderberries. So they're the actual berries themselves. I haven't actually worked with the powder. So I suggest definitely checking out Amazon or your local nutritional store to find those elderberry powder, elderberries, because I think that's probably the best way to take it because it's in its most natural form. Thanks for asking, by the way. Oh, it looks like Daniel. Great collaboration, you two. Thanks for joining us, Daniel.
Hi, Sunny boy. How are you? Thanks he pulled himself away from a football game to come check this out. So thank you.
Awesome.
So was there a question? What was the question that was for the prize? Because I totally forgot. I'm sure whoever answered it correctly and who answered it first remembers.
What is the biggest grossing Christmas movie?
Oh, okay. The biggest grossing Christmas movie. That's the current question.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. So we got A, Home Alone, B, Polar Express, C, Elf, and D, Love Actually. I think I might know the answer to this one. Out of all of them, right? Out of the first 3 questions. All right, so is this a question where someone will get a prize, the gift box?
We think we already gave one away because someone else answered.
Okay.
The other question, so we're trying to figure that out. Shelby's working on it.
Okay,
figure out who answered that last question correctly. Rosemary. Rosemary, I got something for you. Rosemary wins a Studio 928 watercolor gift set, which includes Strathmore watercolor paper, Faber-Castell watercolor set, and a Studio 928 set of brushes and some washi tape, all in a wonderfully tissue paper gift box.
Awesome.
You can get your address and information and get that right out to you.
Awesome.
All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, Angela, is we're going to go in and do our oranges. So we're going to do the same kind of thing, right? We're going to go around those orange beds, or the orange shapes, leave the white. And we're just going to follow around with the tiniest paintbrush you have. And we're just going to stay in those lines.
And these are the actual oranges.
Yeah. But right now we're just doing water.
Oh.
Remember, we're just doing water right now. Or, you know what? Actually, you could just go ahead and add the color. But I just like this method because it makes for a more, I don't know, how do you say? More of a kind of gradient blend. And I like that look. But you can also just paint dry on dry. I'll show you what that looks like if you just paint it dry on dry.
So are we only doing the oranges that are not in the cup, or
we're doing all the oranges? We always, try to do all your colors, one step at a time. So we'll go ahead and do all of our oranges. But I'm going to show you what it looks like to paint both wet on wet and wet on dry. So I'm going to take some of my orange and I'm taking it from my palette and I'm putting it on, from the tray, the watercolor palette to the tray. And I'm going to take some of this pure orange and drop it right into where I've already put my color. So, and I can kind of push that color around because I know it's not going outside the lines because there's no water outside the lines. And I'm going to the other side and doing the same thing. I'm getting kind of I'll get a faded bleed when it's all said and done. So I'm just kind of tapping this color in with the tip of my brush and moving it around the canvas. Rosemary, you are going to love watercolors. And you get 3 free classes with this. 3 digital classes. And we're also offering the kids, I forgot to say, that it's regularly $129 for the whole kit and the 3 classes. But today and up until tomorrow, we're offering it for just $67. And that includes free shipping and and the recipe cards as well. All right, so now I'm going to do dry or wet on dry. So I'm just taking the tip of my brush and I'm going around the edge of my orange just with a straight color. So look how much paint it uses, like hardly any paint on the tip of your brush to get the same color that would take a lot more with acrylic paints. So what do I like more about acrylic paints versus watercolors? They take up less room and less messy. And just a little history about watercolors is they've been around since the beginning of time. This is what cavemen painted on the walls with. It was our first art tool, I should say. So you guys are answering the trivia over there. I see Shelby's furiously typing away over here. The answer is Home Alone. All right. So I've put my yellow color in. My orange. And now I'm going to just dilute this a little bit. I'm adding some water to the orange, Angela, and I'm actually going to pick up some yellow too. So it's real opaque or real translucent. And I'm just going to take a real diluted orange and yellow combination and filling in my orange on the top of my glass. So the other thing that's real cool about watercolors is that they're so, forgiving. And they're also great when you mix them with lines, like our carbon lines here. And then if you use pencil or ink as well. Let's see. All right, so I've got that in. I've got my oranges in. And look, I had a little bleed here, but that's okay. You can clean these off pretty easily.
Okay, so since I can't really see, I'm just, can you see mine? Can you see what I'm doing here? Because I can't tell.
Let's go big on you and see if I can see you. Nope, not really. I can see colors. I can see, don't lift it up. Don't lift it up. I can see yellow and orange.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
I have it on this black board, so maybe this will be better for you to see.
Let's see. Yes, I see yellow and orange.
And do you see? So then I also have the orange in the glass. Is that what you want?
The
Okay.
orange in the glass too. I forgot to paint my orange in the glass, so thanks for reminding me. Let me go ahead and put that in. Then the next. Go ahead.
I said I wasn't sure because you can't really see the actual orange features, like the details of the orange, more of an outline.
It's going to be covered up with our next color that we put on, but it's fine because you'll still, the cool thing about watercolors is that they're translucent. You can see through them. So you'll be able to see our orange slice through the next color that we add. Now, you got a pretty big palette over there. Do you have something that looks like a tan color?
I do have like a brown, yeah.
Say that again?
Yeah, I have like a brown.
Okay, so we're going to take some kind of brown. I have a kind of brown too. So we're going to take that with your larger brush this time. And you can put it where your yellow was. And then let's rinse your brush off. That's your dirty water. And then let's go into like a burgundy color. And let's pick up some color off of the palette and add it to the tray. Because we want kind of a winey, that's too red. Maybe a little black, just a touch into that red. There we go. That toned it down quite a bit, but I still feel like I need some brown. Okay, that looks good. That's about the color I'm going for. So yeah, so it's just kind of a 3-step process with taking the color from this watercolor palette. Is just kind of saturating your brush with the color, laying the color down on your tray, and then either diluting it or using it straight to get the effect that you want. So we're going to leave this at about this consistency. Okay, it should be not really intense. It should be a little translucent. And then we're just going to take, and we're going to do dry on, or wet on dry, and just kind of drag that color across the mug is where I'm going now. So I'm starting at the left corner.
And you're painting around the orange, this inside of the mug?
You're painting on top of the orange. You want to take that stroke all the way across. Try not to stop. And what's frustrating is that you guys are hardly even seeing this. But again, if you want to see it close up, you want to get into the watercolors, come on down to our class.
So I feel like when I do this, it covers over the orange where you can't maybe not see it.
It shouldn't if you have it thin enough. You may have it a little too intense. Okay. You should still be able to see through it.
Okay, well, I'll dilute it a bit more.
Yeah, dilute it a little bit more. And then just make sure there aren't little puddles of water sitting on your canvas. And if you do find that, just pick up your paper towel and then just kind of dab it off. Now, the cool thing about watercolors, again, is you can just dab off a mistake. And you can also do multiple layers of color. So since I have this initial kind of burgundy color for my mug, I'm going to go over and use this same color on my cinnamon sticks. So just using the tip of my brush, I'm just kind of stroking this pale color. And that's what you want to do in watercolors, is put down a pale color first and then build on it. because you can add multiple layers. That way, if you make a mistake, you can erase it, or if you need more intensity, just add another layer of color. So that's how we add shadows too with watercolors. We found that really interesting because you don't have to blend the colors, they're already there. All right. Do we got another trivia question while we're intensely painting over here?
Let's bring in another one. Book your virtual painting party. Of course, Cheryl's always available to host group team events as well as personal family events, family-friendly events.
Yes, and we do a lot of group events with different corporations. We've done Netflix. We just turned down Disney. Okay. I know Shelby's like, what? Yeah, we did. We just turned down Disney. And what else did we do? Netflix. She's looking at me so funny. Who are some of our other clients? Lyft, Red Bull.
We have NBCU coming up. We're doing a joint event together.
Yes, right. NBC. Angela put me in touch with that group. So we're really excited to do that. And then, of course, we still have lots of birthday parties and anniversaries and sorority groups that come to paint with us. So yeah, you're in good hands. Thank you for that little plug there.
It's all about. It's about, you know, collaboration, teamwork, you know, giving each other a spot.
Absolutely. And I have to say, Angela and I met each other through a mutual entrepreneurial group, and it was just like kismet. It was like my initial post didn't get much response, but the response I needed showed up, and it was her offering her wines, because you know you can't have a paint and sip without the sip part.
Right.
So when Angela came along and said, I got the sip over here, sis. I said, okay, let's do that. Let's see how we can make this work. So I wanted to be able to offer this type of experience to my customers without them having to search all over the internet for someone who could ship the wines to them. You know, in a separate package, of course, from my paint and sip business. So, but it has worked, and it's working with NBC. We found out that they just got their packages, and so they get their wine shipped there, and everything's all done for them. It's awesome. So,
about the wine that we have available, you can definitely check out the link. Right now, it's actually in the comment box as well. Make sure you see the different tastings that we have, tasting options. We also do beautiful gift sets. So this holiday season, if you want to give the gift of wine, you can actually get 50% off your shipping. Comes in a beautiful box, so it's perfect for unboxing and sharing on social media. And then if you do a wine tasting with us through the Bosé collection, we automatically provide you with a $20 product credit. So for each person that participates and purchases a flight of wine, they come in either 3 bottles or 5 bottles, you will get $20 credit on your next purchase. So it's perfect for, like you said, bridal showers, girls' nights, sororities, even for the gentlemen. I mean, cigars and wine go hand in hand in my book. So,
yeah.
So for some of them,
yes, ma'am.
I'm starting to get a little ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
You went to your aunt and your cinnamon, didn't you?
I left my star anise, but what I did is I took some of the cinnamon color and I actually put it
on the mug.
I put it on the oops.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah,
orange.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was, being
you're trying to make the color pop a little bit more.
Yeah, I just wanted to separate because I had I tried 3 different kind of like versions of orange, so I just wanted to kind of see if I can separate it a bit.
Right, which one works best? So now that I have this initial layer down of the brown, Now I'm going to go more intense, and then we're going to leave like a little stripe of lighter color so that it looks like the ground or the glass has a round shape and that it's reflective. Mm-hmm. So you can see that little strip of color there, right?
The white?
Or did you just... I'm going to go back now, and I have to deepen this color so that I can, you'll see what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to pick up some more brown, and I'm going to add it to that wine color that we have, that winey little color. The winey color. And then I'm going to pick up just a little bit of black because we used a little black to darken it. I'm just going to use what's laying on top there. And then
using a little brush for the black, right?
No, I'm using my round brush that holds the most water because I want it to hold enough water so that I can get this color mixture going. And so actually, I think I'm going to add a little more black to that because now I'm going to go and create the dimension on the glass. So it needs to be a darker shade of this burgundy.
So I have a dark brown instead of black. Should I just use that?
Yes, you can definitely use that. Just make sure that you don't have too much water in your brush. And so now I'm going on to the left edge for a darker, with a darker color. And since my canvas is already wet, the colors are bleeding together nicely. And I'm just going to keep moving to the center of the cup.
So you're kind of making a gradient bleed-in, so it's like a gradient bleed-in?
Right. And actually, I forgot I was talking to a fellow graphic designer. Yes. We're going for a gradient. Exactly. So here, I'm going to see if I can lift some color up because I feel like this isn't light enough. But do you have a white in your set?
Yes.
You do? Okay, good. Because I'm going to try to lift some color off of here. Yeah, there you go. So what I just did right now was I took a paper towel, which is the cool thing about watercolor, and I just made like a little sponge out of a corner of it, and I dampened it. And then I'm able to go up the side of my little mug like this and lift off some color for that reflection that I was looking for. I'm able to get it just by wiping off some color. So I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit more round so it looks a little bit more natural. Take this excess paint out of my brush. So the good thing about working with watercolors and paper towels is that the paper towel will drink the excess water out of your brush just by your tapping it or just touching it to the paper towel. So it just drinks it right out.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, you just touch it and it just drinks it. It's like a little sippy sip sip.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I see it coming along. It's coming. White. You asked me if I had white. Should I be doing?
Yeah, something? You don't need it if you use the paper towel technique to create that reflective line down the side of your glass. So you see this line here on the side. It makes it look like a mug, a glass mug. So you can get that same effect by just wetting a paper towel, wringing out the excess water, and then just kind of streaking that right down the edge. Okay, so the next thing is those little brown star anise. Is that anise? Anise?
Yes.
Anise? Anise.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Does that taste like cinnamon?
So, it has a citrusy, kind of like from when I've had it, it's very strong. It's like it's in a lot of Indian dishes. Indian, like.
Gotcha. Okay, now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look at my reference image again, but I'm pretty sure there's a shadow under here. So I'm going to take the very tip of my brush and I'm just dabbing this color in very lightly. And then I'm going to go ahead and outline my anise.
With the dark brown, with the darker color?
Yeah. And then we'll go in and fill that in later. But yeah, you're just using those last two hairs on the tip of your brush to create these fine lines. All right. Ah, what country did eggnog come from is the next question. What country did eggnog come from?
That's a good question. I haven't had eggnog in quite some time. Now that I've been in New York, everybody's been drinking coquito. Have you had that?
Oh yeah, with rum, right?
Yeah, it's like a Puerto Rican holiday festive cocktail.
Yes.
Really flavorful.
I know it well.
Very flavorful. I'm like
Germany, Serbia, Turkey, or England? Sunny said Germany. Natasha said D. Mary said D. Or am I reading this backwards? I should just stay out of the business of trivia. Stay in my lane.
I feel like I'm taking care of it in the chat.
I am over here. Hold on, let's see. That's coquito, Puerto Rican. That's right. Okay.
I've been looking for some non-dairy coquito though, because my stomach, I just can't do dairy anymore. So I'm like,
you should be able to make it with like almond milk or something.
Well, that's the thing. I've never made it, so I'm like trying to find somebody else to make it.
Oh. You're like, you make it for me, and I'm just drinking.
If I can make mulled wine, I can make coquito.
That's right. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. All right, so I'm going back to my orange and with a little brown, and I'm going to go fill in those anise stars.
And we're almost done. I mean, I feel like we're almost there.
Yeah. So imagine how much more fun this will be when you can actually see what you're doing.
I know, right?
Get those in-depth detail instructions, right?
Well, I appreciate the good spirit about this because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I wanted to bring you on so we can do something collaborative and show people how we can mix wine and art and, you know, of course have a spotlight for you so people in my network can know that this is an option. That you're here for us to satisfy our artistic needs.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right. So wait, I wanted to see if we could do one more. We're going to do at least another drawing, right? So let's make it a good question, you guys. Let's see. Oh, Coquito, you're going to send us the recipe. Nice.
Who is that? Oh, thanks, Rosemary. I appreciate that. Yes, please make sure, because I would definitely, and let me know how I should substitute the dairy to make it so that for people who may not be, who might have lactose issues, or just maybe vegan. There's a lot of vegans nowadays.
Can you? Mm-hmm. For the live thing, no? Anyway, so what's our next question? Make it a good one. So yeah, I would probably go in again and put some more layers on the side of my.
So this is the next question. Which Christmas carol became the first song to ever broadcast from space? Okay. Never get that one.
Mm-hmm. Any guesses from the peanut gallery? Got to be quick, because the first answer wins.
First answer wins.
First correct answer. Shelby was quick to clarify that.
Let's get our multiple choices on screen.
Oh yeah, can we see the multiple choice?
So here goes the multiple drummer boy. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Jingle bells or let it snow.
From space, huh?
From space.
Had to be Jingle Bells. Just had to be Jingle Bells.
You think so?
I mean, Let It Snow, Little Drummer Boy, it's too religious. It had to be something that was, you know, neutral.
So Rosemary says Jewel in the Night. Then we have Sunny Tanner. She says C, which was Jingle Bells. Mary also said C.
Okay.
So the correct answer is Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells.
So it looks like Sunny was the first person who got that right.
Yay! All right. Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations, Sunny.
Yes, congrats, Sunny. You get to get a gift bag, gift box. So one thing that I did want to ask people here today, what's your favorite holiday album or, you know, a holiday song if you don't have an album? And who was the singer? Because we have different renditions. So just let us know in the chat some of you guys' favorite holiday songs and who and what artist, what rendition of the artist. I think that's always fun. Cheryl, do you have any faves?
Well, Mariah Carey's always on the top of my list when it comes to the holidays. And then Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
Frank Sinatra's Christmas album. I remember being a little kid and laying down next to the stereo and pressing my face against the speaker, because you could do that back in the day. And listening to all his
radiation.
What's that?
And not get radiation, unlike nowadays with everything happening.
Right. Just the, you know, Felco or whatever kind of speaker it was. Yeah, you just kind of imagine yourself in a Bing Crosby movie or whatever, listening to this stuff. But today, yeah, Mariah Carey is probably my number one. All I Want Is Christmas for Christmas Is You.
So my favorite is Boyz II Men, Silent Night.
Oh.
I love that. And
oh.
voices are just amazing. And then they did it a cappella, so it just, you just heard their vocals and a harmony and that, you know, masculinity, and it just really, I think, resonated with me.
Yeah.
What up? One quick question I did have for you, Cheryl. So for the handle of the mug, what color did you do that?
The same color as the rest of the mug. So right now, what I have is just one layer on there, but I'm doing a darker layer on the inside of the handle to give it dimension. And then we're leaving like the top. Actually, this could have been a good candidate for wet on wet, because you need a gradient effect here as well. So the best way to do your mug handle is to wet it first and then go in with just pigment, not more water. So like right now I've wet it. I'm gonna tap off my excess water from my brush. Now I'm just gonna go in and pick up some pigment.
So this is I think I'm done. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done too.
I did a little black outline on mine just because I felt like I needed to add a little bit of black.
There you go.
It looks good. I think it came out great.
Yeah, it looks like a watercolor painting. So here's the fun part. This is the fun part is when you take off the tape and then you get your nice clean edge. See? And it looks nice and framed.
Oh yeah. So is anybody else out there making mulled wine tonight with
You
the
look like
recipe?
you did something, except I spilled some paint over here.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
You can see it?
Hers.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is great. So these are note cards that we can actually share and mail out to people.
Right. So in your kit, you get envelopes to go, the envelopes that come in the kit. And so you get 4 of those. And yeah, we give you the actual, well, for this image is not actually part of the kit. It is the snowman and the evergreens and something else, but the snowman primarily. Yeah, there you go. So this one was just for today's event, but we will throw in the recipe in the package as well, just so you have it. So you can put the recipe in the card that you send to your friends.
And you can download, we have the links up on the screen, bit.ly/wait if you want to download it today and make mulled wine for dinner this evening with your family. And you can also go to bit.ly/watercolors1213 to see the kit and to order your kit today for those of you guys who weren't able to win the raffle. And yeah, this is great. I mean, this has been a great interactive, engaging segment, Cheryl. And I just want people to also know that they can follow you on social media, on Instagram, if they aren't following you already. Be sure to check Cheryl out. If you guys want to host a paint party for yourself, please be sure to, hit Cheryl up and, get your family on board, set a date. Perfect for after the holidays to go into the new year with something engaging for people that aren't able to go home during the holidays, because we have to play it safe, guys. We have to play it safe. And for
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. Let's play it safe. The virtual way is the safest way.
Yes, and I'm looking for the Uncorked and Cultured link. I know I want to make sure that you guys have that as well. I think, is it in the chat? Morel, if you can put that in the chat, we want to make sure that people know that they can actually purchase wine from me, over 225 different wine options. We have gift boxes that you can actually have shipped directly to your recipient. So that way they can get a beautiful gift box, 50% off the shipping costs. We also have 2 wine clubs, a quarterly wine club where you get a curated list of either 3, 6, or 12 bottles of wine every 3 months. Of your choice. We can also have it where I can be your consultant and I can tell you some of my favorite wines, some of the things that I'm drinking. Right now I have John Legend's LVE, as you can see right here. This is his red blend, super delicious. I cannot wait to enjoy this holiday season. For the mulled wine, for today's mulled wine, I actually use our Raymond Family Classic, which is a 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon. Very, very good. This is one from our curated selection it's a blend of Lake County, Napa County, Sonoma County. So this is part of our exclusive Sommelier collection. And then I also have another holiday favorite, which is our Russian River Valley Pinot Noir by Deloach. So these wines, a lot of them, you can only get them from the Bosé collection, through an ambassador like myself, a wine ambassador.
Angela, you're breaking up.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, you were just breaking up a little bit, just letting you know.
Okay. Well, can you hear me now?
You're still breaking up.
Okay.
It's a little bit better.
Okay. Well, I put the website. It's in the chat. It's in the comment box. So you guys can always go to the link. And there's a section where you can email me directly. All right, Cheryl. So are we done? Is there any other final notes when it comes to the watercolor?
Yeah, just follow us on Facebook. That's the best place to find out what's going on and where we're doing it and what time. And plus we post some pretty funny art stuff, on a daily basis. So yeah, we hope that you'll come and see us if you haven't already. And thanks, Angela, for this today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for sharing this with your group.
Of course, of course. And, thanks for Mary. Looks like she had a ton of fun. She learned a lot today. And we thank you for joining, Mary, and all of your followers, Cheryl. They've been definitely engaged. You definitely have an artist community that follows you wherever you go.
So I bugged them a little bit.
Rosemary said it was a great class. She really enjoyed it as well. I can't wait. I don't know if I'm going to send this or keep this for myself. This is one of those ones where maybe I can do more. I have a few note cards. I can definitely take time to send them out to some friends and family this holiday season. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful.
We always recommend you take a picture of your work so you can even love it better. Oh, mine is almost gone, but yeah, cheers. So long, everybody.
Yeah, and
have a great day. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And just for some of you guys, this is the first time joining me, just know that you can always spread the love, right? You can follow, you can share, you can repost, you can tag, and just let us know that you're out there in social media, and let us know what you want to see, if you like the content. I try to host interviews every week, whether it's spotlighting Black-owned businesses like Cheryl's Studio 928 or other Black-owned businesses across the country to really give a platform for us to be inclusive and support people during this time that need it most. Also, I interview sommeliers and different wine educators so we can learn more about wine together. So definitely be sure to keep in touch with us and also follow us on all of our social media platforms right here. And if you have any questions for me, you can reach out to me at Adventurous Ange on Instagram. I check my DMs, manage it myself, as well as Uncorked Cultured on social media as well. So please, please, please reach out if you have any wine questions. I'm available. And if I'm not knowledgeable, I'll either do the research or I'll connect you with one of our sommeliers to answer any question you may have. And we're available to be followed on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, and YouTube. All you got to do is search Uncorked and Cultured. So thank you again for joining us this evening or this afternoon. And we look forward to, you enjoying your holidays. Happy holidays.